Hi everyone, we're Team 16, John's Angels, and today we will be giving you a brief presentation about the Mars 1 Human Settlement Project. So, I'm sure some of you dreamt of going to space as children, and some of you may have even dreamt of living in space. Well, we have great news. Within our lifetime, even within the next 11 years, dreams of moving humanity spacebound will come true and a permanent settlement will be established on planet Mars. And if by chance you still aren't convinced that this is awesome, maybe the fact that the project will all unfold in the form of a reality TV show will. We are going to tell you all about the main topics of Mars 1, including a general overview, the types of engineering that are involved, and even the risks and benefits of establishing this permanent settlement on the Red Planet. So, for all of you closet Jersey Shore watchers, we invite you to get excited for the 2023 season premiere of the more educational and slightly more classy TV show, Mars 1.
There are several stages to making this mission possible. To start off, in 2016, a communication satellite and supply unit are going to be sent to Mars. A few years later, in 2018, a large planetary rover is going to be sent to find the most suitable location for the settlement. 3 years after that, all components, including a living unit, life support, rover, and more supplies, are planned to arrive on Mars and prep the human settlement for the crew. Finally, in September 2022, when the all-go for launch is granted, the first crew of 4 will depart. Every 2 years after that, another crew will be launched until there is a total of 40 humans on Mars. Additional life support and living units and a rover will be sent a few months after. Supplies will be renewed periodically. A major simplification compared to previous blueprints of manned Martian missions is that the crew will remain on Mars for the rest of their lives.
The Mars 1 project involves almost every type of engineering offered at NC State. Mechanical and aerospace obviously play a large part in the creation of the launcher and rover. Companies like SpaceX will be using aerospace and mechanical engineers to create the rocket and calculate the trajectory needed. Chemical and biological engineers that work for Paragon are creating a living unit that will be self-sustainable. Chemical engineers will also work to create fuels, which are hoped to be cheaper and possibly reusable. At ILC Dover, material scientists and textile engineers will create the spacesuits that astronauts will be able to wear on the surface of Mars. These suits have to be lightweight, yet durable enough to last years. Computer, electrical, and computer science engineers will work on the rover to make it semi-autonomous. Electrical will help to wire the rover, while the computer and computer science engineers will create the autonomous part, which will allow the rover to function by itself at times. Although they have not decided yet, there is a possibility that the Mars 1 launcher will use nuclear fuels. Finally, civil engineers are helping to design the actual living spaces of the astronauts, while environmental engineers are thinking of ways to keep the project from affecting the environment of Mars.
As everyone knows, sometimes things go wrong. Anything from a small miscalculation to improper construction to simple accidents can pose serious risks to the astronauts. Everyone's heard of the Challenger disaster in 1986 when the spacecraft blew up shortly after launch because of faulty solid rocket booster seals. There's any number of technical glitches that could arise. We also need to consider the physical and psychological health of the team. It is very likely that the 38% gravitational field on Mars will prove detrimental to their bodies, so steps must be taken to counteract those effects. The team will be made up of people from various cultures, languages, and religions, and it is impossible to know how well they will be able to work together and interact as the mission progresses.
The benefits of a permanent settlement on Mars run the gamut from right here in Wake County to all around the world. All Americans will see an increase in interest in STEM careers pursued by children because everyone will want to be an astronaut or help put people into space. This very thing happened in 1969 after the first moon landing. Internationally, we will see an increase in camaraderie because the Mars 1 mission spans across borders. Every country can contribute and every person has the possibility to make a difference. Finally, having a permanent settlement versus many manned trips back and forth is more cost-effective, easier to plan, and safer. In conclusion, Mars 1 is an engineer's dream, and we are primed to watch the events unfold or influence them ourselves. Whether you make paper or planes, Mars 1 will make your life more interesting.